1 year ago, we joined the YouTube paid partnership.
And today we're going to talk about what it took to get there and how much we made in that first year. Look at it all. So way back in early 2020, we put a video up on YouTube for the very first time. It was a ship tour of the Norwegian Dawn.
All right. It was just you, though. It wasn't a we thing.
Yeah, it was just me talking with some footage of we filmed on one of our family vacations. I'm Jerry, one half of the Cruising Canucks, and join me today as we go on a tour of the Norwegian Dawn.
Yeah.
And then it went a long time, and we all of a sudden started to, talk to the camera a little bit. We said, hey, let's throw a few videos up of things we learned about cruising. With really no intent. We weren't looking to make money on YouTube at all at the time. We just thought, let's throw these up here, and then we of course hit the big cruise pause. COVID hit, and we couldn't travel anymore. So then our, any plans of putting more videos on YouTube were gone. And finally we got back to traveling and went back across Canada, Newfoundland.
We did.
Yeah. So, and we did that. We started vlogging. And again, there was no plan to make money doing that. The plan was that we were good to have a record of our family vacations.
Yeah, I think we were just so happy that we were able to get on a trip for the first time because, like most of the world, we were locked down for a relatively long time. And, as a couple, we had been used to being able to go away multiple times a year, and that just paused. And we were just so excited when we were able to cruise, or not cruise, but travel again.
Anywhere.
And we, our first trip when things started to open up a little bit was to go and see the people that matter the most to you. And we did a quick little trip to Newfoundland to visit some family, and we decided, let's start keeping a record of our travels.
Yeah, just a video record, just kind of like anybody would do with their phone, that type of stuff. We just started recording videos and came back and I thought, I'll try editing these and put them into like groups of days and stuff, what we did those days. And it was kind of nice because we were able to show it to people and say, here's what it looked like we went to Newfoundland. It was like a digital video photo album, of old days. Yeah. So again, no real plans at that point to making money on YouTube. And then those original videos, maybe a few dozen people would watch the Newfoundland ones. Not a lot of people watched them, so it was there for us to watch and show the family.
And I mean, to be quite honest, they aren't that great, right? I haven't watched it to begin with, but I do remember when he asked me to, say something into the camera. I'm like, no, I don't want to talk to the camera. So, I mean, it was awkward and uncomfortable and that sort of thing, but we could understand that the world we were living in, we needed to be thankful that we had come through what we had and we were able to travel, and we just had felt appreciation for being able to have a little bit of freedom back and travel again. And so we thought, yeah, we should keep track of our journeys.
Yeah, we did that, and then the cruise world opened up to us again, and before we knew it, we were all of a sudden building more people watching our videos that they enjoyed seeing us on the ship day by day do our thing.
And I think part of that too was, we had a lot of friends and family and even coworkers and people that we barely knew that were afraid to travel. And so we thought, well, we've done the research, we can do this, and we're going to show people that it's okay to travel again.
Yep.
And so that generally was our very first vlog, was sort of just saying, here's what it's like post-COVID to go on a cruise. You take precautions, you do your best, but you enjoy the life that you're given.
Yeah, at that point it kind of transferred over from being just a record of our vacations for our family to being, let's show other people what it's like to be on a cruise, especially right after COVID, because we were confident we could do it and do it safely, and a lot of people were really afraid.
Right.
And we thought, let's show them that there's a safe way to do this, so we can do this and not get sick and enjoy ourselves. And that was kind of the start. But at that point, something funny started happening. A lot of people started watching. And at that point, we started thinking, you know what? That YouTube has this program that if we get enough people, they'll actually give us a little bit of money back. And we had no idea what that looked like. All we knew is you had to have 1,000 subscribers and you have 10,000 hours of view time, I believe is what it is.
And so we thought, well, it might be nice to just keep putting these videos out there, and if we get enough money that it pays for us to go on excursions or a specialty restaurant or do something special on our vacation, we'll feel like we've done something great.
Yeah, and then that whole winter period of 2022 leading up into summer, we kept growing more and more subscribers. And like, wow, people are watching and people are starting to subscribe. And we were kind of shocked. And probably the people
Pleasantly.
people that were most shocked was probably even our family. Like, wow, other people are watching.
Our own children were probably the most shocked.
That all these strangers were watching us cruise.
Who wants to watch our boring parents?
Yeah. And then come June of 2022, we hit that magic number. We were at 1,000 subscribers, the threshold we needed. And all of a sudden, there was an email from YouTube saying you are qualified. You know, you can put in a submission to see if you can be monetized in their partnership program. So what the heck? And at that point, we tried to look up on the internet to see how much someone would make on YouTube. We really didn't know. Because it wasn't really a business plan. And I think the first estimates we ever came back with was like, we might make enough to pay for a few excursions. You know, over a year.
Over a year.
Yeah, we're thinking over a year we might, maybe make a few $100 for spending money, that type of thing. And then we started and we saw, the first month came in and I think our jaw dropped initially. It's like, what? All the estimates we had saw online were not accurate for what we actually saw. And I think a piece of that is because of our content. We don't do short 3, 4, 5-minute videos. As you've seen,
Right.
we do long form content.
We're very long-winded. No.
Like we are now, but we will eventually tell you how much we made this year. We're just getting to it.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think, some of the data that Mr. Canuck is referring to that he looked at for projections, it's more based for people that were doing short little 3-minute videos or 90-second videos, and yet we are putting out daily vlogs that were running 25 minutes long to 30 minutes long. So the rate that YouTube pays you varies on that.
Yeah, they can put
because of
more commercials, for example, in the videos if they're longer, so that increases the revenue. And also the more people watch into your videos. So if you can make something engaging enough that someone will watch the whole half hour, then that also counts, and YouTube helps, increase the quality of advertisers, and then your what's called the CPM rate, which is a term for how much they pay you per view. It kind of goes up because they feel that your content has high enough quality that the better advertisers want to advertise, and you make a little more money is what it worked out. So it kind of, all the perfect things came together. It was not planned. We had no plan of how do we make money doing this. It was all of a sudden, why are we getting more than what we were supposed to get according to all the websites we looked at?
So do you remember when it went from something we fell into to something that this is our business and we're going to try to make this work?
It was really quick. Like you'll see the numbers here that it went from being a very small amount, hundreds of dollars at the beginning, to growing real fast. Within 3 or 4 months, we were making, 4 digits, and we were blown away because we didn't have a lot of subscribers. We only had, maybe at that point, maybe a couple of thousand subscribers. We definitely weren't in the tens or hundreds of thousands of subscribers like there is of other.
We still aren't.
Yeah, we still aren't.
No.
But I think it's because our content, the viewers want to watch it for a long time, and we think because the content is long, and that quality piece comes together with YouTube's algorithm, however you describe it, that the projections for money came in higher than we expected. So at that point, we started to really do some number analysis, and we started thinking, how much do we need to make before this impacts our life? Now we're making enough that maybe we need to buy some better camera gear, because if you're going to start watching videos and we're going to make some money back, let's put it back into getting better gear, more cameras.
Some microphones so that you can actually hear us when we're in a loud dining room or walking on a pier somewhere.
So then I started spending money on equipment so we could get the best.
Did.
And I started spending more money than we were making.
He sure did.
So we were making some money, but not enough.
But he was having fun, so
So yeah, we were getting all the tech gadgets in, but they were costing more than what YouTube was paying us.
You love the tech.
So yeah, so then we went back to kind of this break-even thing. Okay, if we can get enough to pay for the equipment, then that's a good thing. And then we started thinking maybe we can get enough to make an extra cruise as well.
Yeah.
So we thought, if we can pay for an extra cruise every year plus have the gear, let's do it. Let's put more of a focus on making sure we do this. And as much as that became more of a goal, was to make enough to be able to cover some of our expenses, we didn't want to really compromise the quality and the content. That we never wanted to be one of these channels that were clickbait and just, we're trying to get people just to watch it regardless of what we have to do. It was all about giving a quality experience, something educational, maybe entertaining.
Well, and I think it's still, or at least it hasn't changed for me, maybe you can comment on that, is that for me it was still, I still want this to be something that maybe when we're at the point where it's too hard for us to travel, we can sit down and watch these videos and have great memories. Or, our family, our parents can watch these videos as we're going and traveling, and they're at home watching. And so we want it to be personable, and we wanted it to be just us and real. And so we've never put on, I can't tell you how many times people have said to us in comments, "Oh, you guys are just so real." And I always think that's a funny comment, but yeah, how else would I be? But I understand what they're saying is, it is just what you see is what you get, and we're no different if the camera's on than if the camera's off. We will bicker back and forth when the camera's on, and we will bicker back and forth when it's off. Generally making fun of each other is how our relationship is, and we have great fun traveling and, teasing each other along the way.
And I think part of making any type of money or revenue on YouTube has to do with, you have to make good content. You can't chase the algorithm and try to do the clickbaity thing and do all the things just to get people to, because that grows old real fast with people. They say, I don't get to watch them. Last time I clicked on their video, there was, we're the opposite. We're very normal, I guess is what you said. And
That's what we're told.
Our goal is we're just normal people and watch the video. And I mean, you can go along with us on a vacation and feel like you're there with it. That's our goal. Is if it feels like that you're like walking next to us through the ship or onto the beach or at the the piano bar that night, then we've kind of accomplished what our goal is. And I think because of that, it's more real. People are engaged, and YouTube recognizes that pattern, and so we make some revenue from that.
Right.
So unfortunately, we don't make enough revenue that we can cover all of our expenses cruising. So we're not even.
We spend way more than we make.
Yeah, there's not even close. Like we get a little bit to cover the tech stuff and to help out with some excursions and some cruises, and maybe down the road we'll make more money, and that'll help us a little bit more, and we'll cruise more. But I think the only way it's changed cruising for us has been we're more mindful now of what we think that viewers might want to see for the types of ships and cruises. I think that we're trying to think of, here's a cruise in an area that a lot of people are always going to. Maybe we should try cruising there. Like, we never go somewhere we don't want to go. We never do a cruise just for YouTube. But we definitely, if we're deciding between a couple ships, I think this would be one that people would want to see. I think that's kind of changed, at least how we look at it a little bit.
I think maybe more so you than me.
Yeah.
I think I'm maybe a little more selfish about it because I still feel like this is our vacation. And so I'm happy to bring along a camera and show people what our vacations look like. I'm not shy or, a closed off person that I don't want people to experience that. But I don't think I've yet to have done something for the camera. So when you see me snorkeling, I'm doing it because I love it, not because I think people want to see fish snorkeling. I've snorkeled for, decades before I put a camera in underwater with me. So, we're not going to do anything that we're not comfortable doing because we think viewers might watch it. We've never done that, in my opinion, have we?
No, for sure, yeah. It just kind of makes us think, maybe for me, it makes me think bigger. I'm a creature of habit that I would go on the same cruise ship over and over again and do the same itinerary. I'd be quite happy. That's just the way I am.
Yeah, that's
Whereas
true.
now
That's
I'm thinking,
zone.
let's go and do more things. People would be interested in more things, and then that gets me excited about being interested in more things and out of my comfort zone.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I was just going to say, which really works out well for me because I'm always the one saying, come on, let's go try this. Let's go do this, which is something new. That's just my personality. He would go to the same cruise ship and the exact same cabin probably time and time again if I let him. But I always want to try a new cruise line or a new destination or whatever. And don't get me wrong, I have some cruise lines and some destinations that are my favorite and I can't wait to get back to them. But I'm always open to wanting to try something new. So maybe for you, it's changed a little bit more so than me.
It's made me maybe be a better traveler, more open-minded, which is a good influence, right?
Well, I've had a lot of friends and family say, how has this changed your cruising experience? Because they know we've done, 20 cruises prior to ever bringing a camera with us. And I'll be like, I really don't think it's changed hardly at all. There's been a few, obviously, logistical changes where we're traveling with more gear. And so we have a carry-on suitcase that's full of, cameras and underwater cameras and microphones and stuff like that. And, you have to be mindful of charging the tech at night and all those things. But that doesn't change our cruising experience. If anything, though, bringing the camera along is we have become closer. I would feel. Yeah.
For sure. So you're all wanting to know how much a YouTube travel vlogger makes. So let's go to the numbers right now. So I'll run through the details with you and show you what that looks like. So here we are looking at the numbers, and before we get to the big tally of how much we've made over the last 1 year being monetized on YouTube, that was important to show a little bit of backstory for those that are, looking to see how long does it take to get that process going. Our first video, the first little green blips, all the little green ticks on this chart are videos released. We released our first video on February 5th of 2020, so almost 3.5 years ago. And that first day we got 30 views, and we were so excited that 30 people actually wanted to watch our Norwegian Dawn ship tour. Then came December and January, the new year of 2022, and we did the new Staten Dawn for 2 weeks over Christmas and New Year's, and we came back and released all those vlogs. You see all those little upticks right in that area there. And all of a sudden we were getting 300 to 400 views per day. We thought, okay, we're getting somewhere. We were thinking that's a lot of views. Like that's, I think of 300 people in a room, that's a lot of views of people watching us every single day. And we started getting more subscribers and where people were really interested. And at the time, there wasn't a lot of vloggers doing Holland America. We were kind of one of the first ones to be on the ship and vlogging it and showing what day-to-day life was like. And we were getting some views. So that was kind of exciting. In March of 22, we got in the Rotterdam. And that's when things started to really start taking off there. You can see that the purple line, which is the number of views per day, heading into April when the vlogs in the Rotterdam were coming out, we started reaching 1,000 a day here and there. We were somewhere between 750 and 1,000, 1,500 once in a while. We started to get some traction, and at this point we were thinking, you know what, we might actually reach that goal of 1,000 subscribers and enough hours viewed that we may have a chance to get monetized. And so we thought, you know what, let's see where this goes through the spring. We'll do a couple more videos about Holland America, the retreat cabana videos, a video about whether people would enjoy a Holland America cruise. List of 6 things we really are impressed about Holland America, and 3 things that we think people should know before they book Holland America. So stay tuned and we'll tell you our list. And come the beginning of June, we were monetized. And at that point, we were getting about 1,500 views per day. So at that point was the start of monetization. And from that point on, you can see from June of 22 on, we had kind of gradual growth as we went through and did the Caribbean Princess. We did our European vlogs and we started getting views over 1,500 per day.
Just the perfect European experience. I can't tell you how many dreams have come true on this trip.
We then did the Carnival cruises out of Long Beach. We also started getting views over 2,000 per day. And then we had a big push there. The high point of the purple there was when we released the video saying we weren't going to cruise Carnival anymore, at least for a while. Probably our last Carnival cruise ever. Carnival's changed, we've changed, and so we're off to try other cruise lines, but a lot of great memories of Carnival.
Yes, yeah. Thank you.
And we had a lot of interest, so people wanting to know why, what happened, and then after that, we had a few more cruises with the wedding cruise and another Holland America cruise. And we've been pretty steady in around 2,000-3,000. So that's kind of our history. So you can see it starts all the way back with a single video. And when you start getting consistent, putting more videos out, gradual climb, but that's a long time. So it's definitely not a fast process. But this was the process to us getting monetized. So now let's start talking about money. Let's take a look at what we made in the very first month of being monetized back in June of 22. So just under a year ago from right now. So here we are, June of 2022, and the purple is the number of views per day, and the green is green for cash. So that is the estimated revenue from YouTube per day. And our first day comes along, June 1st, and we make $22.01. And we were really shocked, really excited, because that was about 4 to 5 times the estimate that we thought we'd make per day. We figured we would be like $5, $5 to $10 if we were lucky per day. And that was going to make us a bit of money to help put towards cruises and excursions and equipment. And also we made $22. And at that moment we thought, what is going on? So we thought, that's one day. We'll see where it lands. And a few days later we were down to $13 a day and thought we were getting back to reality. But you can see through June, things did pump up once in a while. I think we peaked there in end of first week of June. We were $25 per day. And we were really impressed. And then by the end of the month, we were getting a little less content coming out. We were back down to $9 a day. So we started to learn that the YouTube world was a little volatile, wasn't going to be consistent. But really, we were really impressed that at the end of June of 22, our very first month of being monetized, we were $541 and a few cents that we made in the first 30 days. So this is how the first month looked. So in this chart, again, purple is number of views, green is the revenue. You can see the green is flat all the way through until the beginning of June, and that's because we weren't monetized the first part of 22, and when we were, you can see it jump up, and June is that first little bit I just showed you. You can see that our views started to climb. They really didn't go crazy. You know, we changed from, you know, around 1,000 views per day when we started getting monetized, and we ended up somewhere in around 1,500, sometimes over 2,000 views per day. And then as we headed towards the fall of 22, we were catching a few days over 2,000 views. And when you look at the whole year, or not the whole year, but the first part of 22, sorry, the last part of 22 that was being monetized from June 1st through to December 31st, we made $5,670. In that time, that was done with just over 400,000 views, 104 videos published, 63,000 hours of watch time. We gained almost 2,600 subscribers, and there was almost 5 million impressions of YouTube showing this video to people to see if they're interested. So we were tickled pink. We thought this was wonderful, that we had made $5,600 in the first 7 months of being monetized. That's almost $800 a month. And we thought, yeah, we're going to have a little bit of money here to play with for new equipment, and also to put towards some cruises and do some fun stuff. So here it is. Our first year of YouTube giving us money for putting videos on their platform with the partnership program. And you can see it kind of started out in around that $20 per day range, you know, $15 here and there. It peaked up in around $68 and change one day in November when the higher advertisement rates were in there. It dropped down again as we headed towards January, towards, you know, $10, $11 in a day. And then it climbed up again, and we're back around now, sitting around $20 to $30 a day, as we don't have a lot of content out as we're in between cruises. But over this entire year, we are looking at 128 videos published to get this amount of money. It created 715,000 views, 120,000 hours of watch time. It gained us almost 4,000 subscribers in the last year, and that number comes out to $11,245.40 is what we made in our first year being monetized by YouTube. And that is a much, much more. We figured that number would be closer to $2,000 to $3,000. So we are overjoyed. It's given us the opportunity to buy better equipment, to do a better job of videotaping our vlogs and our lives and all the things that you see in our channel. It's also given us the opportunity to buy better lighting and better audio equipment so that when we're on a busy cruise ship and it's noisy, that we are actually able to be heard in the cameras, and we're not having to fight noise issues on what can be often very noisy cruise ships. So yeah, this is how it played out for our first year of monetization. So much more than we expected. However, much less than what we spent on travel. And definitely when you figure our time into this, we figure we put about 1,500 hours of labor into editing and all the work that goes into creating a YouTube channel. So that divided between two people, you know, 750 hours each. That's a part-time job for sure on top of our full-time jobs that we're working.
All right, so you've seen how much we make. Now, let's show you how much we spent.
Yeah, and that number is even more scary. Mm-hmm. That might look like a lot of money for just traveling around and vlogging. There's a lot of work that goes with it, but expenses, like we spent, and this is a rough estimate, and we haven't actually added all the bills, I'm almost afraid to, but in the 1 year that we were monetized with YouTube, so from June 22 to May of 23, mm-hmm. that we spend, I estimate, around $25,000 on travel. That's cruising, that's flights, that's hotels, that's spending money, that's excursions. That's the travel part. So we figure that we're somewhere in the neighborhood of, you know, $5,000 in tech. Mm-hmm. So now our expenses are sitting at $30,000. Mm-hmm. So that number that you saw that we got from YouTube, we're still way in the hole. We are. So in other words, we're not doing this because we're making enough money to do this. We're doing this because we love it. Right. And the extra money gives us more flexibility, allows us to videotape at even higher quality, and us to see and do more things, hopefully with another couple cruises a year if we're lucky. For sure. Yeah, so it's not, it looks like a lot of money, but when you know the cost of travel, it's, you know, drop in the bucket. Maybe one time in the future we'll be making more money, and we'll see where it goes. But well, we hope that it all of a sudden we won't always be in debt. But we're doing what we love, and we're having a fabulous life, and we are just so thankful and appreciative that we have had the opportunity to do what we've done in this last few years, and we just look forward to what the future brings and where the adventure grows from here. Yeah, for sure. If the money stopped coming in tomorrow, we would keep cruising.
Absolutely.
So this is not a
Yeah.
job per se for us.
Absolutely.
This is a passion for us.
Right.
And the money just makes it, just it's an added bonus to it all. It gives us more flexibility.
Yeah, it's allowing us to lead the life that we want to lead. So.
Yeah, for sure. And when we get the money from the super chats and the super thanks and the videos and all those things, then that's really heartfelt, that money, because that we feel really personal about that, and that goes into our excursions and doing things that we can give right back to people to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, we are so appreciative for all the support that we have received into the virtual world, and friendships that we've developed through social media now. And, we're getting excited to meeting a lot of people that we've been chatting with back and forth the last few years. So we're going to be doing a group cruise, which is an exciting thing all in its own. And, we're in the midst of planning that and trying to come up with all kinds of fun ideas and stuff to do. So it's just broaden our horizons. It's, the more we travel, the more we realize what this world is like and how people from all over the world have so many similar things. And we just love meeting new people and experiencing new places around the world. And we're just so appreciative and thankful for it all.
Yeah.
But it's can be a little emotional, to be quite honest.
Yeah. The money is a nice plus, but really, that isn't why we do this.
No.
It's just it's a nice little add-on, and it has impacted our life. We've made changes to our working careers because of that, and there's a video that we have that also covers that big change we made when Mrs. Canuck decided to leave her regular job so we could do more YouTube.
Yes.
And that had probably more to do with ability to travel more often and at more affordable rates than it did YouTube income.
Oh, absolutely. It was for us to continue our journey of having the life we want to have with each other.
Yeah, and we also have a video out that talks about, has this changed how we travel? When you're a vlogger, does that mean all of a sudden your world of travel changes? Does it become more of a job? So we're going to do a whole video on that too. So check that one out as well. But thanks for watching to see how much we made in our first year as YouTube travel vloggers.
And if you're a subscriber, thank you for that.
Yeah.
That has helped contribute to this money that we have received. And we can't tell you how much we appreciate the support. So please keep following and enjoy cruising.
For sure. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. And I'm looking forward to the next year.
Me too.